Welcome to the APMA podcast. How are we doing, Dan?
All good, all good. That was good timing.
That was good timing. I saw you pop up just as I rolled the intro in. Um, Jordan won't be in today's episode because he's on a stag do, or he's getting ready to go out for a stag do. He's going. I think it's safe to say he's going abroad because the guy whose stag it is doesn't know where they're going yet. So I don't want to say this in case he's watching. But yeah, that he's going on a stag. So it'll
Nice.
be me and Dan today. I was gonna do, and it's totally my fault, because I forgot Jordan was actually going away today. I was gonna do the tier list of the games, but I feel like I want us all to be here to do that one.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Otherwise, we'll have to go back through it and say, like, Jordan, did you play that game? Did you play that game? So I haven't really got a plan for this. So this is gonna be, do you know what I mean? Going as we go. But I suppose we could talk about a little bit what we've been doing recently. I don't know what you've been up to, Dan. Have you been up to anything exciting at all, or
Um, Nothing major, mate. Been doing. Oh, I fitted my I got my iCamper tent delivered the weekend, so
nice?
I had to fit all of that. So I had to fit a roof rack, which is it's a big roof rack that goes on the whole top of the Jeep. And part of fitting that roof rack was I had to drill out 8 circular holes, 22 mil through the roof.
Wow.
So that was yeah, a bit scary.
Yeah.
Uh, but I managed to do it. Yeah, put it on. It's a bit can hear it when I'm driving. It's a little bit wobbly.
Is it a bit
Um,
rattly, or is it?
yeah, but it's all right. It's good. It's on there. It's huge inside. So I'm going down to Bournemouth at the end of the week for a couple of weeks to um, it's Black Friday just to help out in the factory
Yeah.
with all that. So yeah, looking forward to that. But I'm
Nice.
just going to I need to turn my road on. I think I'm coming through the computer at the moment.
Okay.
Um, so
Go for
bear
it.
with. What about you, mate? How's your week been?
Pretty breezy. Haven't had any issues. Still like there's still work going on at the house, which I feel I will go on for the rest of my life. But yeah. I've been going to the gym. Obviously, I've been changing my routine up a little bit, so just to make it not as mundane, because I think you get to a point where if you just go in and do the exact same thing on the exact same days, I feel just get into a bit of a rut. So I've
Yeah,
changed
yeah,
what I do on a daily basis that I go in, just to mix it up. Um, I went in there this morning, and there was a cherry picker in the middle of the gym, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" He's obviously doing something on the roof or inside
nice.
the roof. But it's just this guy just driving around people, like doing like deadlifts and that on a fucking cherry picker. I'm like, this is a recipe for disaster.
It's a
Um,
new machine, new workout machine.
yeah, yeah. It's just I don't know. That was just such a weird sight to see at 8 o'clock in the morning. But there we go. But yeah,
Yeah, surprised that they can drive it around with people working out. That is
yeah,
usually
because
helpful.
I'd say a good like 90% of the people in there are all wearing headphones. I mean, I was.
Yeah,
If I weren't facing him, I wouldn't even know he was there.
yeah,
It's only when I took the headphones off, it was making a beeping noise, and he had like
yeah,
these little lights going around a bit. But still, I think that's a bit iffy. But there might be something structurally wrong with the building, and they just don't want to say anything. I'm not going to say
yeah.
anything, but they might do. I don't know. They've had quite a lot of. I think they had to close for a couple of days when we had that. Was it Storm Kieran?
Oh yeah, never know
Kieran.
what the names are.
Yeah,
Never know what
because they just
Kieran.
move on so quick. There's another one now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
We smash through that alphabet quick time, don't we?
yeah, I feel like looking back on it, it probably wasn't the smartest move to just go for the alphabet
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
20.
They should have gone like alphabet and then numeric. So
Yeah,
like could have been they could have had a few. They could have just done a rating system, couldn't they? From like I don't know A to whatever K or something, and then be like, "Ah, this is A1," because no one gives a shit about what the storm's called.
yeah,
Um, if it's like A1, that's the one that's going to wipe out the human race, and then like an A5 is bad, a B2 is not so bad. Yeah, there could have been a better system.
Yeah, could have gone for the paper sizes. That would have been better, like
Yeah,
A4, A5.
A4. Yeah, nice, like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't know what it is about the gym that I go to. It might be every gym, but the amount of guys who are just happy walking around with a dick out in the fucking changing room, it's just like, okay,
yeah.
I mean, fair enough. You're
Team.
going to use the shower, but you know what I mean. You got a towel. You got a towel, mate.
Yeah.
But there you go. There you go.
Yeah, my gym's not really like that, to be fair.
It might just be mine. Might just be where we are. Maybe they're all just exhibitionists. I don't know.
Might just be you lot, so just like
Yeah.
Lozzie's here.
Just that,
Let's
oh,
get
let's go.
fucking-
What do you think,
let's
lad?
go. Yeah,
What do you think?
Lozzie likes a bit of it.
Fucking hell. Not there. I don't need that sausage. To be fair, there's a lot. I'd say, like, at the gym, it's probably, like, close to 7 out of 10 people going there as male.
Yeah, I was gonna say the high male ratio.
It's a bit of a
70%.
sausage party, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose just, I don't know if that's regular across the country, but I guess more men would go to the gym than women, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it depends on the type of gym, because I've been to a couple different ones, and like there's one. I don't know. There's different types in there. So like some of them, if you go like high end ones, and they've got the sauna and the spa, generally get like a lot of old retired people there.
Yeah.
Just because it's like more beneficial for them because they can be in there the day. So that's what I've noticed. You get like, and then yeah, if you've got like a gym with all weights and stuff, it's generally like geezers in there.
Mm.
Just want to go in and like smash out a workout. So yeah, I think it depends what facilities they offer, kind of, and when the setup of the gym of what clientele you get.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there is quite a few older people that go there. It's very mixed, the one I go to.
Yeah,
It's a pure gym, so it's like one of the more, I don't know, like the more consumer friendly, I guess. They're not really like, there are other gyms near where I am, where like you know it's got a reputation for meatheads going there and just being absolutely jacked. But there is it's a complete mix. But yeah, I remember just I think it was Saturday, I used to see this bloke, and he must have been like, I don't know, 60s, and he's just smashing out an entire 45 minutes on the rower, and I was like, fair play.
just he's got it down.
Yeah, you do get a mix in there though. You do get a mix, but yeah, it's going well. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still keeping going. So I don't know how many months it's been now. Must be like 8, 7 months.
That's the main thing, mate.
Yeah,
consistency always win.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've missed like 2 or 3 sessions the entire time I've been there. One of them was when, because I've just seen Bobby has just asked a question. He said, "Lozzy, how was your camping in the woods?" I actually missed a day session at the gym for the camping we did when we went to what's it called? Daring Woods. I was going to say Rendlesham, but it's the wrong one. Yeah, Daring Woods. That's in Kent. That video's come out. That was a weird night. I obviously didn't learn much from when we did the camping. What was it, 2 Decembers ago? I can't remember now. But yeah, I got a sleeping bag, so that was a plus. But it was too thin. It was too thin. I don't even know what the temperature was, but it was very cold, very cold. And the tent that I had, it was like a pop-up one, but it didn't pop up into like a structure that stayed up. You had to then pin it down at 4 corners. So that, and it did say it was waterproof to a certain degree. It fucking wasn't. It just wasn't. So there was a few wet patches in the tent by the morning. It wasn't even raining that hard. It was just, I think it was just like spitting, and then it would run off the trees on the tent's top of the tent. But yeah, it was a weird night we got, because we went there to a paranormal investigation, got absolutely fuck all, because I think Bailey, who went with us, he did like a solo walk, and he found some other people that were camping in the same woods. But that's about as tense as it got, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, all I'm going to say is that overall, it's cold. That was it. It was very cold, and I just didn't learn my lessons from the last time. I brought a, because I always do it. I bring something that's really quite pointless, but at the time I think it's a really good idea. I brought like a stool that like collapses in on itself, and you open it out like an accordion, and then it locks, and you just sit on it. I used it for about 20 minutes, and that's it. And I was like, that was a complete waste of my budget. I could have spent an extra like 20, 30 quid on a thicker sleeping bag, and I probably would have been better. But that's the way I roll. I did remember food this time though. I got some food.
You had food. Yeah, that's cool.
So all I remember from the one that we did for APMA is I got rationed out some fucking ginger nut biscuits at some point, and I was trying to like just nibble on them and put it in my pocket. Oh dear. Oh, here he is in the chat. Yes, Jordan in the chat. Duty Rhino.
Oh, nice.
That's it.
Where is he? Whereabouts is he?
Let's have a look, boys. I'm so sorry. I had to total brain fart today. Got to head to the airport this afternoon, so I thought, oh no, I'll go out and get some clothes for the new job next week. There you go. So he's in. I'm guessing he's in Norwich now. But I know he's got to go to the airport this afternoon. So it was probably going to be tight either way, to be honest. Yeah, I hope you have a good time on the stag. Hope it doesn't go too like messy. And I hope you've found some good clothes for your new job, because he starts his new job after the stag. But yeah, what's Ashton saying here? I used to hate my old gym because all I'd see these cocky youths coming in and just stand at the machines doing boxing whilst stopping others from using the machines. I don't really get a lot of that at the Pure Gym. There's a couple of guys. I'd tell you what, there is quite a few of. There is quite a few of people who come in and film themselves. Not that I have a really problem with it, but there are ones that kind of bring in the tripod and stuff, and they set the tripod up in like a gangway or in a walkway, and you're like, okay, look, I get it. You want to film you film yourself, fine, whatever, but let's not, stop people walking past. That'd be a bit of a arsehole move. But you do get a few of them. I've seen probably there's 3 or 4 regulars who do occasionally bring in like filming equipment. When I say filming equipment, it's a tripod and phone. But they're obviously uploading to TikTok or YouTube or whatever. But yeah. You do get them. There one guy is literally like built like a brick shit house. He's massive. Yeah. So he'd probably be the guy who just do what he wants,
He can put it anywhere. Yeah. He can shut the whole gym.
Yeah. Do you want me to hold the camera? Okay, yeah, I'll hold it for you. No worries.
Yeah, I didn't want to work out today, actually. I'll video.
I'm fine. Like, I'll just come here for the ambience sometimes.
So. Whatever one you didn't want to use that one anyway.
But yeah, you do get the odd occasion like where people will just hang around the equipment and talk to each other, and you're like, can I use this shit? Or are you going to just be chatting for about 20 minutes? But yeah, I would say overall it's not too bad where I go. I know there are gyms where, like obviously Ashton's talking about, where there are just people who just go there and just talk to each other for like half an hour and just sit on equipment. Yeah. So I think if you want to, obviously, audience out there, if you want to ask your questions, this is probably the episode to do it, because there's no plan. It's been thrown up in the air. I was going to do the gaming one, so ignore if you clicked on this and you've seen the thumbnail and went, yeah, I like this. You probably won't. Yeah, we'll have to do this one at a later date. Oh dear. Yeah, Ashton says I ain't got a problem with people filming. It's just the people at kick off when you walk through their shot. Yeah, I do agree.
That's weird, isn't it? Because it's like, it's as much your space as it is theirs.
Yeah,
you're just kind of like navigating around the gym, and you're obviously not doing it intentionally. Yeah, and also then you're on their video, aren't you?
Yeah,
wherever they're posting it.
Jordan's just.
I didn't know people did.
You what? Sorry.
I didn't know people did that. I've never seen in. It's about I never get to the weights area. I usually just do cardio or classes.
to be fair, people record themselves doing anything. Like there was a guy a couple of weeks ago who was just recording himself on the treadmill, and he was doing like interval sprints. So I don't know if he was showing off what they were. But yeah, he was literally set his tripod up again in the gangway, but I don't really know if there's anywhere else you can do that. So I was like, well, he's put it in the middle. There's space for people to go around either side. And people were being a bit courteous and going around the back of the phone instead of going around the front. But he was just showing off sprinting. He was literally interval sprinting for like 30 seconds or so, stopping, then going again, and he'd just be filming himself do that. So it's a whole range of stuff people film. I haven't seen it because you get quite a lot of people try and film like their like 1 rep maxes where they put on like the most weight they can possibly lift and lift one rep. Because I feel that's just a recipe for disaster if you're filming it, because you want to, like, if you're trying to show off, you'll probably go a bit heavier than you can probably lift. And then you'd go to do it, and then something goes wrong. We haven't seen that yet, but yeah. Jordan has asked me to put this photo up on the stream because he's currently out getting some clothes for his new job, and this is what he's asked me to put up. Look at that. He's got his shirts. I do like a good stripe on a shirt, like a smart shirt.
Yeah, pinstripe. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've got a shirt like that in the middle. It's a good shirt. He looks the total opposite of what he would look like in those. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he has got a shirt on. I give him that, but yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, we need a picture of him fully suited and booted.
Yeah, we do need that. So Jordan, if you are listening, that would.
I quite like getting suited and booted every now and then. I have done it every day for like a while when I've worked in office jobs, and it gets a bit tedious. But when you haven't done it for a while, every now and then it's quite nice to don a suit. There's
on occasions, like if you're going to like a wedding or I don't know, like a party or someone's celebrating something, I do like it is nice just get suited and booted for maybe that one day, or even go to like the races or something.
Or like meeting races, just the odd thing where you just like it does give you a little bit of elevation.
Yeah,
interestingly, but yeah, I think every day would suck.
Where's he said he is? He's in Zara. So I'm assuming those are bought from Zara. No brand deal as of yet, but we are giving you a bit of free advertising there. That's it.
They look like decent shirts, to be fair. Oh, look, I mean, they've done a good job on ironing them.
Yeah, they do look ready to go, freshly ironed. Yeah, he's just said, I work in hoodies and shit, so a nice shirt. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a big change. Big change.
Yeah, I want to see him a picture of him suited and booted, ready for school.
I feel like it's what we deserve, really. I mean, if you are listening, Jordan, which I'm sure you are, or watching, get it sorted, mate. Get it sorted. But yeah, he does look.
But the last time
you are sorry.
Sorry, bro, it's cutting out there. Yeah, the last time we all had suits was when we were doing that the Stock Boys.
Yes, yeah, that was funny. I mean, I don't know how well it would have gone considering what the stock market's done and crypto since then up until like now, because it is starting to pick up again. But yeah, that was funny. I haven't touched that trading 212 account since, to be honest.
I literally yesterday I got an email off them saying I need to do something that's shutting. I need to verify some information, and they've logged me out. But I've got a couple of grand in there, so I need to get back in. And it's made no money the whole time. Some's gone up and some have gone down. I think Tesla's dropped off. Facebook went up. Literally, I think I'm minus about 80 quid. So it'd have been better off just putting it in a 3% bank account.
Ashton said, "Stock boys return soon." May well. You might see it. Who knows? I know crypto's it's gone up a bit. Well, quite a lot to be fair in the last few weeks, but it did go
Yeah.
through the floor before then.
Yes.
So we're kind of just making up what was already lost in the first place.
Yeah.
I
Bitcoin is a good little, isn't it?
yeah, I remember the very week it fucking went through the floor. I thought, right, I've got a spare 600 quid. What do I do with that? I put it into Bitcoin, and I was like,
Did you?
well, do you know what I mean? Might as well. It's come like it's kind of leveled off. Surely it's gonna go up
Yeah.
now. Lobbed it in. I was like,
To be fair, out of all of them, like Bitcoin is always the one that comes in strong. Like when there is some sort of resurgence, there's so many I've just watched fall through the floor and never come back. But Bitcoin, like if it's ever going to happen, I feel like Bitcoin will always kind of just be a staple
yeah,
in there. Um, a bit like your gold or whatever. If it, like I say, but I think the trouble with it is there's just so many. I think every like 6 months or year, we get like a new fad of something.
yeah,
Um, like it was, yeah, it was cryptocurrency, and then it was all the NFTs, and then that kind of all died out, and then it's all the AI, and that comes in. And I think AI is definitely here to stay, but I just feel like we just constantly get hit with something new, and it's like, oh, this is the next big thing, like, and there's always somewhere to put your money in there,
mm,
and then a lot of it just fades away.
yeah. You do like Bitcoin, like you say, is like kind of the trendsetter. Whenever Bitcoin goes off, everything else rises up with
Yeah,
it. But it's when
100%.
Bitcoin cools down, that's when you see all like the
Yeah,
altcoins, all these other projects just get absolutely just thrown in the bin, essentially.
decimated. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I always have a little look back, because I've got like a portfolio tracker, and I look back and I'm just like, oh man, so many projects that were so hyped, even in the old days, as crypto was coming out with all the IPOs and when all the first coins were coming out. Yeah, just so many things, just in the bin, like you say. Nothing. Like I say, the only one that's really stayed is Bitcoin. You've got obviously you got your top 10 that kind of are still about, but like they haven't really regained anywhere near their like all-time highs
yeah,
percentage wise compared to Bitcoin.
yeah. It's a crazy time when everything's going like parabolic. Everyone is just going mental, shoving money in absolutely everything. They
Yeah,
possibly could even imagine. Like, oh, I remember just shoving in some money on a meme stock. I don't even know why, or a meme
yeah,
coin
yeah,
rather.
yeah,
I don't know why I did it. You
yeah,
just get caught up in the thing. Oh, that's gonna go sky. That's gonna skyrocket. It's gonna skyrocket. I'm putting 100 quid in
yeah.
there, and then literally about a week later, you're like that's worth half what I put in then. Great, fantastic. But yeah, I actually
It
got
hasn't seemed a couple of
you are sorry.
oh, sorry, cut out there, but for a couple of years, it hasn't seemed anything. There's no like big buzz to stick your money and stuff, is there? Perhaps it's because we're in a bit of a recession.
Yeah, I mean, I've most of my money's just gone into. If I am allocating money to crypto, it's just gone into Ethereum and Bitcoin. Um, in all
Mm.
honesty, I bought myself a ledger. It's like a hardware wallet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just because there's after the FTX debacle, which was an exchange that went down. I'm sure if you are
Yeah,
into crypto, you've heard about it. I thought, yeah, probably
yeah,
best to probably get myself a hardware wallet. So I got my Ledger device there, hardware wallet, which is
nice.
where I keep
Have
all my
you
crypto on.
put everything on it as well?
Yeah, I've got pretty much everything crypto wise I've got on there is on there. There
It's
are
organised, man.
some coins it doesn't support, but the vast majority of them it does.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. I had a couple of not so much recently, but in the early days, yeah, a couple of exchanges that went down, and luckily now all those coins have hit bottom because I probably would have just kept them anyway. So it's not too much of a sting, but yeah, it's a bit annoying when that does happen.
Yeah. It's when everything's going to zero. It's just like, well, this is the investment I chose.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. I think one lesson I've learned from it all is I just always only ever put in what you're willing to completely lose.
Yeah.
I think with any investment really, but more predominantly the crypto space
Mm.
because it's just very, very unstable in it. Even today, it's still unstable. Could literally, it's got the potential to just go, yeah, tomorrow, like, boom,
Yeah.
drop 50%,
Yeah. It's
and
swings so much. Like you can see like
yeah,
10% gains and 20% losses in a day.
yeah,
And you're
yeah,
like,
it swings
whoa.
so much.
Okay.
Which yeah, I wonder will it. I mean, there's no hype around it yet at the moment. There's a little bit, but not major. But obviously, when all the big hype comes in, is usually when you due a big crash. Um, I wonder if it will ever go to the kind of heights that people thought it would.
Yeah. I feel like if, like you say, something's going to do it, it's got to be Bitcoin, just because of how limited the supply is and how much of it has already literally been allocated.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You would guess as well, inflation would play a bit of a part in it as well over time,
yeah,
because and like you said, the lack of new Bitcoin coming in and the supply and demand issue. So yeah, maybe it's just a long term gain.
yeah. I'm going to hold it for as long as I
Same.
possibly can,
Like,
to be honest.
yeah,
Because there is part of me that may even one day it might even be the currency that people use instead of
yeah,
what we use now. But uh, it's probably a long way off, and it's probably a long shot. But you keep it just in case. And if not, if you don't think it's going to be what people use, sell it when it's high, and make your money as best you can.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ashton says here, I remember crypto took off when I was in like year 10, like 6 years ago. And I had tons of people in my ear acting like they knew how stocks worked and they were convinced they'd be millionaires. I would say that is literally par for the course. Like, I had people in my friendship group and my family acting like they knew what was going on in crypto and the stocks around COVID
Mm.
when it kind of all started to hype up again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which to me was just fucking weird. I didn't understand how a pandemic caused that sort of thought in people's minds. Right now, it's time to invest. Let's go.
Yeah,
But there we go. But I used to see in my feed on YouTube, like shorts and that, there'd be all these people predicting what this coin would do, what that stock would do, and it's like all that is now gone. I don't get any of that
yeah,
content anymore, and I'm just sat there going, I
yeah,
wonder why that's gone because everything's in the
yeah.
toilet. But yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. No one knows. That's the thing. No one. No, it doesn't matter who you are. I don't care what analysts you are. Like you've all been wrong in the past. No one truly knows what it's gonna do. Um, and then it's like when it starts going up, that people, oh, I told you. It's like, did
yeah,
you?
no,
So it's like if you wait enough time, it, something's probably going to move anyway.
yeah,
Make enough predictions about stuff, like one of them's going to be right.
yeah. There's a couple of they're not really about crypto, but there's a couple of films that I watched recently. One called The Big Short, which is a great film.
Mm,
That's about
great,
the
great film.
housing market crash in 2008, basically what was behind it. And then another one I
Mhm.
watched a couple of weeks ago is called Margin Call, which is based around the same event, but from a different perspective. And there's
Okay, who's in that?
Kevin Spacey is like the main person I remember in it. It's a good film. It's not as good as The Big Short, just because I love the way The Big Short is filmed. They've got like cameos from different celebrities explaining stuff in
Mm,
it, which is really cool. Um, but The Big Short's got a lot more bigger name actors in it, like Brad Pitt, Steve
yeah,
Carell, and they're all like really brilliantly played. But the margin call, there's a bit that stands out to me is that there's a bloke who is like the head of this firm, and he's saying essentially when the chips are down and he knows everything's about to crumble, he's like, the only reason I'm here is not because I'm intelligent, not because I've got the accolades or any certificates or anything or any qualifications. The only reason I'm here is because for 25 years I've been able to successfully navigate and predict what the market's going to do. And he said at this point, he said he used to describe it as he'd hear the music before the band starts to play. And he said,
like that.
and he said, at this moment in time, I hear no music and I see no band. And he was like, that is how lost everyone. He's like, that sentiment was how I feel like everyone was at that time. It's like, shit, what the fuck is going on? But
Yeah.
just to be a fly on the wall in those boardrooms and those offices when they finally figured out this is not great. This is actually terminal.
Yeah.
There we go. It's bound to happen again because greed is greed. So as much as I think it kind of links into what we we're talking about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was kind of made as a direct result of what happened in 2008.
Yeah. Yeah, it's complicated process, isn't it? I feel like we probably were due for a similar sort of thing, but it's been propped up this time.
Yeah, I don't. It's like that convoluted now that you don't even understand what's really going on. Like,
Yeah. It's from a lot of different angles, isn't it?
in some circles, they're like, yeah, we're like 2 days away from a massive crash, and then other times they're like, wow, well, if you look at the recent inflation figures, it's all going well. It's all going well.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of misinformation, people throwing different stats and figures out, and it's just really a whole lot of noise with not a lot of clarity, to be honest. But yeah, just all I say, if investing, like Dan said before, if you're not prepared to lose the money in its entirety, don't put it in. Just don't bother. Like you said, you could have put it in some sort of savings account, and you'll probably get some amount back on top of it, and your money should be. And I say should be safe, a lot safer than putting it in crypto or in the stock market. But it's kind of what our society is built on, unfortunately. So everyone knows you put money in to get your pension up, you continue contributing, then by the end of it, you should have a certain amount of money which you've gained interest on if you put it in savings accounts, or you gain gains on from investing it in stocks. It's a crazy world, really, when you think about it. Like, we put money into these companies, and it's meant to rise. Like, in my mind, it doesn't make sense. Like, you put money into a company to buy a share of it, and if that company does well, the share becomes more valuable. But the things that affect share prices as well, that just, for me, is crazy.
Yeah. I think the best way of any investing is just like long term and just compound. Obviously, there's always like these short term hacks with like massive gains and stuff, but that kind of stuff, for as much as people win, there's just always seems to be a lot of people that lose as well. So it's very, very risky, but there's higher risk in it. Something that's higher risk, you get better yield, but there's always those stories of people who put in like, they've had a couple of million or whatever, they've put it in, and then they've just lost everything they've ever earned.
I never, like, as much as I don't want to be like on the breadline ever, I really, really don't want to be in a situation where I've had a lot of money, invested it, and it's just gone. Because for me, it's just that would crush me. That would crush me. But then,
I think that's the thing in it, having like, because you've almost been given the chance, and then you've gambled it. Like, you've been given an out. There's a guy I follow, and he said it all publicly, all on his brand and stuff. He owned a clothing brand and he sold it for a lot of money. I think like 2-3 mil. and you put a lot of that into a crypto when it like a coin that when that what was that market that crashed the exchange? I think it was to do with
FTX.
that. Anyway, he lost a whole lot of it.
Fuck.
And I think he's trying to rebuild now and do another brand and stuff. And like, best of luck to him.
Mm.
But yeah, it's just a stinger, man. Like, because it's a lot of money. 2-3 million in your bank, your personal bank, you can do a lot with.
Yeah.
You can, if you buy bricks and mortar, you can literally just set yourself up for life.
Yeah. And that's like one thing that, well, I still think a lot of people think is like a sure thing, even though it's probably not, is housing or properties, whether it be business or, housing. But it's
Yeah,
just, it's a
yeah,
crazy, like, because for me personally, at the moment, my mortgage ends, or the interest rate that we're on ends in 2025. So I'm just
yeah, but fine.
hoping and praying by then the interest rates are not absolutely sky high.
No, this from everything I've read, and again, no one knows. You never know, but there's a couple of people I follow who are right about the interest raises coming. So I changed my mortgage at I was at 1.8%, and they were like, he said the guy I follow, he was like, he's a massive podcast. He was like, oh, Goldman Sachs have forecast 20 small interest raises
Yeah,
within their forecasting. So I was just watching that, and I was like, well, if they're doing that, like 0.1 each time, but he said they're going to do 20 over the next 2 years. And this was when the interest rate in the UK for mortgages was or base rate was like 1.2 or something.
yeah, yeah,
And your mortgage was about 1.8. And mine was done about 1.8. And I was like, shit. And I had a year left on my mortgage. So I was like, man, if they start, and it just started to roll out. Then the first one came in, and he was like, 20 are going to be coming. And I thought, well, if Goldman Sachs are doing that, it means the American economy is going to be doing the same thing, because that's where they would have got their information from. Which
yeah,
means the UK is going to follow suit. And then I was like, which means the UK we're going to have about 20 small. I don't know if there probably wasn't that many, but we had some big jumps with percentages.
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I come out my mortgage. I paid 10 grand to come out my mortgage early.
Oh, okay, shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
so,
that like
we
is that
always
like
had
a late, an early like termination fee? Is it? I
early,
guess.
early termination fee. Yeah, so it was like, but I did the maths, and I was like, if I get a 5-year mortgage, I'll actually save 20 to 30 grand. So it
Okay.
was like, it was a bit of a risk, but and it worked out. But I was like, yeah, I'd rather pay the fee now and be locked in, because I think I know what's coming. And my point being is the same people I follow have said that by 2025 it'll start chipping back down in the next year or two, and
Yeah,
slow, only small bits. And by 2025 should come down a couple of percent. But that's given the current circumstances. You
yeah,
never know
yeah.
what happens with pandemic or a war or whatever. Like,
Mm.
things can be thrown in which are unforeseen. Like I say, I'm not too sure how much the economy could handle a few more raises. Like, I feel like we're already on the brink of people renewing.
Yeah, I think
Um,
now if you're having to renew your insurance, or your interest rate that was fixed is now ending, I feel like this is like one of the worst times for that to happen.
yeah,
But it's going to
yeah,
happen. You can't really change the fact that it's happening now. It's just get the best deal you can. I think the current base rate is 5.25%. So
it's
you're
fucking
looking at
bad,
around
mate.
about 6,
Yeah,
6%, which is crazy. That's double. That's double
yeah.
what we had.
It's double. Yeah. That's the thing. If you're renewing now, and you were probably on a 5-year before, um, you'd have got it so low 5 years ago. You'd probably been paying 0.5% or
Yeah.
1% or something. So yeah, your actual monthly payment is probably gonna doubled. So I think all that's coming into fruition now over the next year or two, and then hopefully it'll stable out, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because I just don't. Otherwise, there will be, the recession will hit hard. Then
Yeah.
people will lose homes, which will be horrible.
And then people's homes will lose value. So it's one of those things. I'm worried that on one side that the interest rate isn't that much lower when we have to renegotiate, and I'm also worried that at some point, although I don't think it'll happen, I'll be surprised, but then a lot of shit has happened. I don't want to go into negative equity because that's even worse. But I mean, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but that's one of my fears if we have to then renegotiate the mortgage in negative equity, which I'm sure won't happen.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's a terrible situation. But in America, they have fixed rates for like 20 years.
I know. Yeah. There's a couple of companies in the UK that are doing like 10-year ones. And it's not a bad idea as well. Like I think going forward, once the rates do drop, I think because you just learn from experience. Don't I think people will probably lock into more longer term ones because I think, oh, I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah.
Because this generation, we haven't really since the like I checked the rates a few weeks ago, but from memory, we haven't really experienced really high interest rates
No.
compared to like the 80s and 90s. Although it was a different setup, regard to like house values and what people are earning and the percentages. But yeah, this time it's like this is the first time I can remember where interest rates are like really getting high.
Yeah.
Especially in comparison to the amount people earn, like the average yearly wage compared to the average house cost.
Yeah,
Like,
it's insane.
those percentages are crazy.
Yeah. It used to be something like 4 or 5 times your yearly wage. And now it's closer to 8. Maybe even 9.
Yeah.
But yeah. I have
Yeah,
missed. What did you say? Sorry.
No, I was just saying, it's so unfortunate for like people coming onto the housing market, like the younger generation. There's got to be some big changes to help them out.
Yeah. And it's not. I think they did the Help to Buy thing, but I really don't know if that really. I mean, it probably helped quite a lot of people, but you couldn't just go out and buy a random house. It had to be a specific house. It had to be not a new build and all these stuff attached to it. But yeah, it's probably didn't help a lot of people where we are because I'm not going to drag them through the mud because I feel people already have. But there's a certain company that built a lot of houses near us, and they're just shite. They're not good quality. So, and that was one of the contractors that was in this Help to Buy scheme. If you bought one of their houses that was built by them, you got your 25% contribution up to a certain amount.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've missed a couple of questions in the chat that look a bit tasty. Ashton, in a really odd segue, what do you guys think is the best TV movie adaptation of a video game? I really like the Last of Us series and the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I haven't seen the Five Nights at Freddy's movie because I literally have no interest in that franchise. I know there's a lot of people that like it. It's like a sort of horror game. If you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is. Last of Us, thought it was really good. Really well casted, really well written, and paid homage to the game really well. I think there's a lot of moments in there that struck a lot of emotions and chords with a lot of people who played the game. I like the fact they used a large number of the voice actors from the game in the series. They didn't always play the same characters, but they were in it nonetheless as like fan service and a bit of like loyalty to them, which
that's cool.
Is really good because the game, the TV show only exists because of how good the game was. If the game didn't sell as well, then we wouldn't even be talking about it right now. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to this is only my personal thing. I'm really looking forward to the Fallout TV show that comes out in April next year on Amazon. and that'll be interesting to see what they do with that. So yeah, I feel like because TV and film with video games had a really bad rap for like years. If you think about the Resident Evil films, although there's a cult following, most of the people you speak to, they're a bit naff. They're a bit naff. I mean, they weren't trying to be like Titanic or all these films that win all these awards. They weren't. That's not what they were trying to do. But even compared to the kind of same universe that the games come from, they were still a bit naff. Again, my personal opinion, but I think a lot of people share that. But yeah, I feel there's a couple other films. Doom had a film. I'm pretty sure that had like a weird first person view. Like it'd have like a camera attached to the. Can you remember that?
I randomly saw it.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah,
it was weird.
There's a lot of adaptations from games to films and TV that have just not gone well. But I feel like recently it's got better, especially with The Last of Us, and hopefully with the Fallout TV show. Although I might buck the trend recently and just be absolute shit. Who knows? You don't know until you see it. But I'm looking forward to it nonetheless.
Trying to think of something. Tomb Raider was all right. Lara Croft.
Was that a film or was that a TV show?
Yeah, I think Angelina Jolie was sure.
Oh yeah, of course she did a series of films, didn't she?
Yeah. So that I don't know. She was in a heyday then, so that might have had something to do.
Yeah,
I can't actually remember the film if I'm totally honest, but I remember it being.
I remember Angelina Jolie, but I don't remember the
films. Yeah. What others? It's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Like you say, there isn't anything. I can't think of anything. I mean, The Matrix had a few games out that were all right. I love The Matrix. So I've quite enjoyed some of the Matrix games.
Yeah, that's a good point, because if you take a film and then run it as a game or make it as a game, you kind of get the same output. I feel like there's as many bad games from films as there are bad games or bad TV shows and films from games. So it's very hard to transfer from one media to the other.
100%. Yeah. I've never played the Last of Us game, but obviously I remember you raving about it, and I've seen snapshots of like how similar it is to the film, and like the graphics, and like I say, they paid a lot of homage to it. So I think that is probably the part of it. If you've got a really good game, as long as they're paying a lot of homage to the game, it will probably do all right.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to put fan service in there. However much people probably don't like the people that are making it, probably don't like the fact they've got to, but you kind of do have to, because your core audience is going to be the people who played the game.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat was all right. The new one wasn't too bad.
I didn't see that. I know we reacted to the
It's quite a good film. I remember Street Fighter was awful. I had like Kylie Minogue and Jean-Claude Van Damme, and it was just dog. And obviously the game was epic. So yeah, to get an epic game and an epic movie is. I wonder if there's anyone in the chat who can help us out, because it's super rare.
I didn't even know it existed. So
yeah, a movie or TV series. Because one usually predicates the other one. Like one usually is so good it makes the other one, and then like you say, from that you usually get a letdown because one was so good that it's hard to.
That is the problem. I think that is probably the crux of the issue. It's like that is so popular and so good because it is good, and then it's made into another media form just because it was that good, and then it doesn't capture the same essence or the same sort of energy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more in the works. Like I feel like
I'm gonna have a little look.
There's a lot more in the works. I think, who was it who mentioned in the chat? I did see it very briefly. It might have been Ashton. There's rumours of Amazon making a God of War series, which would, God of War is a massive franchise. So Yeah, I just feel like if they start to become more popular in terms of people actually liking them, they're just going to become more regular until they are absolute shite again, and then they'll die down, which is what the cycle happens. They made a Tekken film. I did not know they made a Tekken film. I'm guessing why I haven't heard it is because of shit. Ashton says it's dog shit, so not a great ringing endorsement there.
Angry Birds is up there. Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, Prince of Persia. Oh yeah, remember that with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah.
Mario Brothers. Not too bad. Quite a lot of it. Need for Speed.
Yeah, that had
The
Aaron
old
Paul in
Tomb
it.
Raider. A couple of Pokemons in there. Assassin's Creed. I don't know whether I'll watch that Assassin's Creed. Oh yeah, there's Doom that you said about.
Yeah.
Hitman, Max Payne. They were quite good films and movies. Street Fighter, Dog.
Don't know if I remember Max Payne or not. I'm pretty sure it had Mark Wahlberg in it.
It did. Yeah. It did. Yeah. House of Dead. Oh, there's a weird Street Fighter here that I've never seen. Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun Li in
There you go.
2009.
Bob
Yeah,
Bobby.
number one. Go on, mate.
I was gonna say Bob Bobby's doubled down on how bad Tekken is. He says Tekken is crap, crap, crap. There you go. I'm assuming you're talking about the film, not the game series. Although I'm sure there are many people who are not big fans of Tekken.
Yeah, I used to like the game Tekken. I did not know as a film. I have to look at that. Where have you heard of Werewolves Within as a game or film? That's number one.
No, I haven't. Werewolves Within.
Werewolves Within is a rare horror comedy that offers equal helpings of the genre.
No, never heard of that.
Never heard of it. Yeah, never heard of the game or the film, to be honest. But it's 2021, so it's fairly new.
Oh wow, like that.
So.
Super Mario Bros. Was 1993. I thought they meant about the film that had only just come out.
The new one, yeah.
But no, there is one from 1993, and that's apparently pretty bad.
1993.
Oh yeah, I can see Kylie Minogue there in Street Fighter. That's 94.
Yeah. Sonic, the couple of Sonics that were all right for kids. My kids quite liked them.
Yeah,
Gran Turismo.
That's recent. That's recent. That's only just come out.
I've not seen that. The front cover looks good.
That's what you want to judge a film by, or a game.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a bit. Pikachu, not watched it. Angry Birds, can't deal with that.
Mate, there's so many films I didn't even realise that were linked to game franchise. Far Cry 2008, didn't even know that come out. Oh
right, as a film.
Yeah. Silent Hill Revelation. I'm pretty sure that's the one with what's his name? Fucking Sean Bean. I'm sure that's got Sean Bean in it.
Really?
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Wing Commander. That's awful.
There's some.
Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of horror ones. I did not know they made a Street Fighter. That's 2009. That film you talked about earlier, that's just there's a thing said the worst horror movies of all time. It's got a picture of that one that you said. It's come out of the cinema, the Freddy's one.
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, it's again. I feel like you get a very mixed bag of reviews for films because everyone that I've talked to who likes the franchise has loved the film, and everyone who's gone into it and not liked the franchise has gone, that's shit. So it's a tough one. It really is a tough one, which makes me worry for the Fallout TV show, because I'm like, are they going to play towards me as a fan, or are they going to try and make it more consumable for people who don't really like the franchise?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, to get the which way they're going to go. Did you ever watch that Warcraft? I've not seen that.
Yeah, I watched that when it come out. I can't remember what year it was, but I watched it in a 3D, and I just can't do 3D films. I don't know if they might have improved a bit since when I watched that that's probably like 5-6 years ago, maybe even more. But the only bits for 3D were background bits, like the actual characters and that. It would be. It's not really
normal. Yeah.
It would
it's weird, isn't it?
Random things with 3D, like a chair would go across the room in 3D. I'm like, oh, it's cost me an extra tenner for this fucking ticket. But yeah, my eyes by the end of it were absolutely done. Like I couldn't fucking just sit there and watch any more than that.
I went to a 4D one. Fuck me, mate. That is awful.
A 4D one?
You know, yeah. So it's like
oh, is that the one where they put like environmental effects in as well? Like you have like fire that goes.
Yeah, there was no fire. There was a bit of water, and it was, like a film. You want to go. It's probably about the 3D thing as well. Like you just want to go down and sit down and have some popcorn, a drink, a couple of sweets, relax, like chill out, let the world goodbye. 4D, mate. It's like being. I don't know if the thing was broke or it's like being on a roller coaster.
Oh no!
Trying to watch a film, and you get and obviously it goes mental when all the action bits are happening, which you just want to sit and watch and take it in, and you get thrown all over the shop, and you just vibrating, and you're just like, and it's shit.
Yeah.
It is. I went with my daughter, and I was like, "This is awful." Yeah. I don't know who approved that as a concept, or even if they even did research or checked it out, but it's just not enjoyable. I just want to sit down and chill. Yeah, I thought it might be a little bit, and you go over it, and it'd be a bit more, a little bit more, not jittery.
Yeah,
but it was just a bit like a vibrating chair that's all over the shop.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was off when it wasn't really the film bits weren't kicking off.
Yeah,
not happy with that.
Yeah, you just sat there trying to take a sweet drink, just like.
Yeah. It's like you just like it's. I come out knackered, just like you're getting bits sprayed in your face. I mean, you go on a roller coaster ride, you're on it for what, like 2 minutes, 5 minutes max, and that's fine. Like I love a roller coaster ride, but like I'm not sitting there eating sweets and some popcorn, having a drink, trying to relax when I'm on my roller coaster ride. Yeah, it's a weird concept, man. First and last time I'll ever go, and that's pricey.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. It's got to be for anything like that involved, having moving chairs and fucking water being sprayed at you. But yeah, I think I vaguely remember having something similar, but that was a long time ago, and it wouldn't have been anywhere near as violent. The chairs didn't move, I don't think. But I think it was at Disneyland in Paris. I'm sure there was a film, very short. It wasn't a feature-length film. It's probably like half an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
More of an experience thing. And I can't remember what film it was. I can't remember what franchise it was for. Obviously owned by Disney. But there was a dog that would come up to the screen and lick you, and then you get like a little bit of water sprayed in your face. And you'd also there was a scene where rats were running through underneath the floorboards, and you felt like things moving past your feet. And I was like, I just remember as a kid just being, I don't like this. I want to get out. Where the fuck's Buzz Lightyear? I want to see Buzz Lightyear. Yeah. I do vaguely remember that. That's probably it's probably not really 4D. It was more like I don't know.
Yeah, like experience based.
Yeah. But yeah, that does not appeal to me at all. I just, like you said, sit down, watch a film, take it in, have a drink, have some popcorn, maybe a few sweets, and just relax. It's why I don't really like going to a cinema and watching a horror film, because I'll be like, if it's going to be really jumpy, I'm not the most jumpy person in the world. But if I'm sat there and it's just like straight away out of the bat, like jump scare, I'm going to be like, I can't eat or drink because I'm going to throw it over myself. so I can't really relax. I'm going to be on edge all the film.
Yeah. What was that atomic bomb film recently?
Oh, Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't watch that in 4D. Fucking hell.
Yeah, you'd be absolutely broken.
Thrown out the cinema when it pings off.
Yeah. Plus, I don't even know how long that is. I think it's like 3+ hours, or towards 3 hours.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think they had a 4D option, but if they did, Jesus.
Ashton says, have you seen The Boys and the Gen V spin-off? I've not finished The Boys. I've watched the first season and I've started the second. Gen V I haven't watched at all, although I am told it's quite good as like a spin-off from The Boys.
I've seen it. It's good, man.
Is it?
Yeah, it says it's not as good as The Boys, just because the characters in The Boys are quality. But it's like it's up there. It's like the characters grind. Yeah, I feel like after a couple of seasons, and maybe a few more solid characters, it would, yeah. Obviously, it's younger kids, so it's just
Yeah.
like I love The Boys. The Boys is one of my favorite shows. And Gen V is definitely worth a watch. There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it keep the same sort of essence that they had in The Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same comedy. And like some like vulgar bits and some funny bits
Yeah.
in it. Like there's one bit where like this like girl can. I mean, when I say it out loud, it sounds really weird, but it's just quite funny. So she can shrink, and then like she's with this guy, and she shrinks, and she's just like on his cock. It's just weird, but it's funny, and
Oh,
it's just
dear.
like there's just some like weird bits in there that are funny. A bit like The Boys. There's just some weird bits in there, isn't there, that are like just bizarre.
Yeah.
There's like a few bits with like that really gory, like heads blowing up and like just people killing people in like funny ways. Which so it does. If you like The Boys, like you'll like it. It just takes a little bit of a while for all the characters are new, and a few of the characters from The Boys come into it towards the end, like little bits. And there's loads of homage to The Boys. There's loads of like, you'll see stuff in the background, and there's stuff all throughout the whole film that pays homage to like the whole corporation.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's definitely good.
Yeah, I feel like the Boys is like the sort of answer to people who don't like just going to watch like Marvel films.
Yes, yeah.
People who don't like Avengers is cool, but then you're like, there's a bit of comedy bits in the Avengers films or most of the Marvel films now, to be honest. But the Boys just does it. It's allowed to go further because it's not made for like 12A, so they can go a bit further with the jokes. They go a bit vulgar. They swear more, whatever. It's just, I feel like Deadpool, which was meant to be that basically Marvel film that was meant to be like rated R, 18 plus, whatever. I feel like that essence has been taken and then put into The Boys, and I feel that for me is what I'd rather watch than just a standard Marvel film. And pretty much the Bex says the same, but the Boys is one of my favorite series, considering I hate superhero genre. So
I think you're 100% right. It's a spin because it's a spin on superheroes. It's like all the superheroes are like the villains, but under the pretense that they're the super, and it shows kind of what world we live in, because it's probably more resonates with what it's more authentic and what would probably happen. Like all the people with those superpowers would actually be dicks. There wouldn't be like Superman going around. They'd be fucking, you know what I mean? They'd be up to no good and just like abusing the situation like that. So it's that spin on it's really good. It feels more in line with like current state of affairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite funny. They get away with a lot. But yeah, if you she's exactly right. If you don't like superhero films, like you'll probably love this because it's like the anti superheroes.
Yeah.
You're perfectly right as well, Matt. Like Deadpool, it's like very much in line with that. It's like the unsuspecting hero. Basically in that in the boys, the boys who are the villains are actually the heroes, and
Yeah.
then the heroes are actually the villains.
Yeah. It's because when I watch Deadpool, I don't think of that as a superhero film. Like, I don't actually like, although he's trying to save someone. Not going to give too much away, even though it's an old film now. He's trying to save someone or do something that's good. It's not presented as like a noble thing. Whereas if you're in
Yeah.
Avengers, everything is about saving the world. Everything is about saving humanity. Everything is about getting to that end goal where humanity's safe.
Yeah.
Which is, that's cool. People like watching superhero films. I like watching them on occasion. I can't say I'll absolutely binge through Marvel films, but I feel like a series like The Boys comes up, and that's something that I will binge watch because it's got everything that I want in it. It's got, it's got comedy. It's got some action parts in it. It's got some parts that are, fairly emotional if you do want to watch something with some emotion in it.
Yeah.
So I think it ticks some boxes that a lot of people will like. So yeah, this podcast is basically an entire advert for The Boys. Just go and watch it.
Yeah.
But
The opening scene for The Boys, like, if you're unsure, just watch the opening scene, and the opening scene is precedent for the whole lot. So if you're captivated by the opening scene, like, you're in.
Yeah. I'd say go a bit further than that and watch the first episode. And I think if you can sit through, like, what is it, 40 minutes or so, the first episode, then I think you're set for the rest of the series, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of love for The Boys in the chat, which I understand. Because also, the superheroes, which are meant to be the villains, they're played so well. Like, especially for Homelander, is just brilliant.
Mate, so good.
Yeah. I'll have to watch the Gen V afterwards when I finish that.
Yeah, mate, it's worth a watch. Yeah, Homelander, what's his name? Did you watch him? He's in a whole other series called... It's really good.
Anthony Starr, I think someone said there.
Yeah, Anthony Starr, that's it. Yeah, he was in what's it called? Watched it a while ago, but that's another good series and you wouldn't even... It's hard to recognize him compared Banshee.
Banshee.
So it's it's like a
I think I started watching Banshee back in the day.
Mate, yeah, it's good. Like, it's worth watching. And it's I watched the first episode actually of The Boys, and I kept looking at him. I was like, I know him from somewhere. Like, not know him, but I recognize it, and I couldn't. And then it clicked, and I was like, oh shit, it's him.
Yeah.
He's good in that. He's good in Banshee, man.
Yeah, I think I did start watching that. I'll have to give that a watch as well, because his performance as Homelander is so good. Like, I'm literally just like, wow. Almost this person is almost that person.
Yeah, he plays it to an absolute T, don't he? Like, he's so good in it.
It's cool.
Like, you hate him, but like he's also got like a bit of vulnerability to him. But he's just an absolute tool at times. But yeah, you're just very smug as well. But yeah, quite funny.
Yeah,
great character.
I'll have to sit through and binge watch the rest of the season 2 and season 3, and then get on to Gen V.
Season 3 yet?
No, I ain't even finished season 2 yet. I think I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in. So I need to catch up. It's one of them series that I picked up early on, and then I was waiting for season 2 to come out, and then just never watched it again. I don't know why. And I only picked up recently on season 2.
I usually just, like, with those, because obviously it's a lot of time invested into them, but I'll wait until they're all uploaded, and then, like, say, I don't know, a 7 o'clock on a Sunday, I'll just smash them out all in one go, and then it's like, I'm done then. I'm like, cool. And it's like, I just go to bed late and just watch them all. And I'm like, because you can get caught up and just take hours of your life if you're watching it every night.
Yeah, I mean, I do personally prefer binging a series rather than, because some of them release it like a week by week thing, each episode. I do prefer just binging it. So a lot of the time I'll just wait until it comes out, as much as it is hard to do without stuff being spoiled on social media now. But
Yeah,
you'd wait until all the episodes are uploaded and then just bang, Sunday,
smash it out.
smash them out. I might have to do that for the rest of the boys this weekend. Got a bit of time, so I'll have a bit
It's
of a
worth
viewing
it.
session.
It's worth the binge.
But yeah, well, you heard it here first. Well, actually, you didn't hear it here first because a lot of people have loved the boys. But with this
Exclusive.
exclusive, the boys is pretty good. It's actually sick. Go and watch it. Who knew? Who knew?
Right, who knew?
But kind of exclusive, Banshee. We'll recommend that
Yes.
as well.
I mean, yeah, 2013, 10-year late exclusive, but you heard it here first.
That's it. You got your exclusive. This podcast has been. I'm gonna have to redo the thumbnail, obviously, and the title for this one.
Put the boys up, mate.
But yeah, I've got no idea what I'm gonna put in it. We talked about a load of stuff from the boys, recession, housing, fucking interest rates. Yeah, but it's been a wild one. It's been an unscripted one. Not that all our podcasts are fully scripted, but we at least have a starting topic. Whereas this one we didn't. We really didn't. But we got there. You know, we're an hour and 12 minutes in, and we got there. Well, thank you for everyone tuning in and watching wherever you're watching or listening from. We'll see you in the next one. Up the APMA. Bye bye for now. See you later. Bye bye.